everyone, and welcome to my Stanley Hotel, Estes Park, Colorado video. In this video, we're going to go over my trips to the Stanley Hotel and everything you're going to need to know for your visit, and also why this is so interesting to us spooky people. Then after that, we'll go over some more things about my trip to Estes Park, just in case you're interested in some other things to do besides just the Stanley. All right, spooky stuff first. One night in 1974, a young writer and his wife were making their way from their place in Boulder, Colorado, to vacation at Grand Lake, Colorado. Along the way, the weather started taking a turn, so they decided to pull into a lonely hotel in a much less developed Estes Park, Colorado at that point, to see about a room. Well, they were very lucky because the hotel was only one day away from closing down for the winter. But they decided to go ahead and let them stay. They were the only guests at the Stanley Hotel that night. The writer and his wife took their hotel key and made their way down the empty hallways of the Stanley Hotel to their room number 217 and settled into sleep. A few hours later, the writer awoke from a terrible nightmare about his son running down the hallways of the hotel being chased by a fire hose. This is, of course, the story of how Stephen King got the inspiration for The Shining. So that is what this hotel is famous for and why we're talking about it. It is the hotel that inspired The Shining. It does not appear in the 1980 Stanley Kubrick movie with Jack Nicholson. That is, they asked to film there, but the hotel didn't want to let them. I bet they regret that now. Okay, the hotel you see in the movie, the exterior shots are from the Timberline Hotel in Oregon, which I'm actually supposed to go there in September. So, you know, if you want to see something on that, maybe subscribe. And, yeah. So that's the exterior shots. And by exterior shots, I mean, like, the helicopter footage, like the actual initial exterior shots of the hotel. Timberline Hotel in Oregon. They then rebuilt the exterior of the Timberline Hotel on a movie lot, and that's where they actually filmed at. The interior of the hotel in the movie The Shining is on a movie set, but is based on the a hotel in Yosemite. Actually, I actually just learned that. That's definitely on the list too. It's definitely not exactly like it is, but you can see the inspiration there. But yeah, the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, what we're talking about today, was just where Stephen King stayed that it inspired him to write the book. It was actually featured in the 1997 movie, The Shining, the TV movie, which I don't actually recommend. It's pretty bad. But unless you want to see the hotel. Like, I didn't mind watching it at least once to kind of see the hotel. That was neat. And, Stephen King was there during filming and everything. So that was kind of neat. This hotel was also the hotel from Dumb and Dumber. Okay, so that's why we're here. But let's get into what you need to know about your stay. Okay, so you do not have to stay there to do a tour. And I do highly recommend doing a tour there. Now, I did the Spirit tour back in 2016, which, Spirit, like Ghost, they really should have served alcoholic drinks now that I think about it, because then it would be like a spirit tour. Okay, maybe not. Anyway, so they don't do those anymore because of what customer feedback is what they told me. So there just aren't enough of those spooky people out there. So they stopped doing the Spirit tour. However, they combined it with the historic tour, which, they gave you some history in the Spirit tour also. So, yeah, they still do talk about the spooky stuff, though. They talk about Stephen King's visit, The Shining, hauntings. There have been, paranormal investigators and stuff there. So you're still going to get a nice history of the hotel and some of the spooky stuff. There's a day tour and a night tour. And let's see, I got some prices for you guys. Okay, so if you're not a guest there, it is $28 for the night tour. Hotel guests, $25 for the night tour. Day tour is $23 for non-guests and $20 for hotel guests. You should definitely book ahead for these tours, especially if we're still during the I think I can say the pandemic that's going on now. So if we're still during that, you should book a tour ahead of time because they're doing limited capacity. And you don't really have to do a tour or be a guest to look around. There has been, I've been there twice, and one time we did a tour, and the next time we just walked in, we looked through a bunch of different things. So they have like a few, The Shining, like signed books and just random displays. You can walk all around the hotel pretty much. I didn't try to go up to the guest rooms when I wasn't doing a tour there. I don't know if they would have stopped me, but I'm sure if you just look like you know what you're doing, you just walk right up there. Maybe, I don't know. What are they going to do? They're just going to tell you not to do it. I would try. But it is it's a really gorgeous hotel. So it's worth just, even if you don't have a tour booked, just stop there and look around. I mean, it still just needs to be there. And you're in Colorado. It's gorgeous. Because it's kind of elevated. So you're going to have like a nice little view. The first time we were there was an elk walking around behind the hotel. That was pretty neat. We were there on a weekday for when we had the tour, and it was busy, but not too busy. We went on a Saturday, and it was like slam packed. Now, there was a wedding there. I don't know if it's always going to be jam packed on a Saturday or not. But I know they have a lot of weddings there. So I would, if you want some more, some space, maybe go during a weekday. They do have a hedge maze. The first time I was there, it was itty bitty. But the second time I was there, it's getting up there. So the second time I was there was in September of 2020. And it was, I'll show you some footage of it right now. But yeah, it's going to get there, it'll be super cool. I mean, it's not going to look like the one in the movie, but it's neat. I like that they're embracing it. That's like the most important part, right?
I'm right behind you!
Okay, so I thought we'd get on the website and look around a little bit. This is the Stanley Park website, and I thought I'd get on here to kind of look at some prices with you. The Stanley Hotel, a charming historic hotel in Estes Park. That it is. Okay, so they've got the Stanley original historic rooms, the Lodge updated historic rooms, Aspire modern apartment style rooms, residences fully equipped. I'm thinking if you're staying here, you're probably going to want the original historic hotel rooms. You can stay in room 217, by the way, but man, I don't even know how far ahead you would have to book that. Room 17 is it's the room from the book, if you didn't know. All right, so yeah, let's just kind of look around. You're going to run about $300 to $400 a night here, which is expensive, but it's not, considering how expensive Estes Park is. I mean, the Best Western is like $220 a night. So, yeah. It's an expensive town, I guess is my point. So, yeah, there's looking around the king room here. I guess I can't make it bigger. Or not. I can just put it in the corner. Just kidding. Yeah, so that looks nice. See, plus 120 a night. Sure is famous for its past spirits. Specific rooms on the active fourth floor receive the most frequent guest comments for unexplained phenomenon. Experience this for yourself with one of our famously spirited fourth floor king rooms. Probably a little bit of a better view up there too. Yeah, but it's like $120 extra. That's kind of lame. I feel like it should just be like first come, first serve. They got suites. They have a superior king room, Stanley spirited king room, $512 a night. So yeah, that's just an example of the rooms if you do decide to stay there. All right, so that is just about it for the information I have for you for the Stanley Hotel. But I am going to share with you where I stayed and a couple of recommendations in the area. But if you have any questions about the Stanley Hotel or my trip or anything, I'll probably repeat this at the end of the video, but feel free to leave them below in case I didn't cover something about the hotel that you want to know. I am a wealth of knowledge because I research everything we do about a billion times, like months in advance. So I usually have a lot of knowledge about what's going on. So yeah, so let's move on to where I stayed. Both times I was in Estes Park. Finding this rental house is actually what first turned me on to the idea. And then I discovered the Stanley was there and it was a done deal. So yeah, so let's look at the name of the vacation home is Awestruck, Awestruck, and it is part of the Windcliff vacation area. Let's see. I'll bring up some, I have my own pictures here, which I'm sure I'm showing. And let's get on the website. All right, so this is where I stay when I go to Estes Park. So as you know, the website I'm on is just awestruckInEstesPark.com. It is a rental house. Let's see, how do we get to the good stuff? There we go, pictures. This place is just one of my few happy places in the world. I say few, I mean many. I have many happy places, but I love this place. The pictures don't do it justice. It's actually much better in person. Let's see. There's a loft up there. There's a master bedroom upstairs and 2 other bedrooms downstairs. We got, let's see, extra bathroom upstairs, and there's another bathroom besides the master downstairs. Another full bath, I mean. So full bath downstairs, full bath with the master, and then a half bath over here. Yeah, it is really awesome. I absolutely love it. We've never been in the hot tub though. I'm gonna have to fix that next time. You do have neighbors, but they haven't been very intrusive. So yeah, it's great. So every time we've been there, we've had a bunch of wildlife. We've seen turkeys. We've seen, let's see, the deer are usually there the entire time we're there. Just a little ways down the road from that, we saw elk. At night on the deck, it was really cool. The last time we were there, you could hear the elk bugling. It was spooky and cool, and I loved it. We were also, the first time we went there, there was a bat that would come out like really close to there. He must have lived in the rocks above the house, and that was really cool to see him flutter around at night. It's like one of those places you can see the stars really well too. So yeah, this place is also about $300 or $400 a night depending on when you go. So. And it's very close to the to the Stanley Hotel. So you kind of see why I love me a view. That is why I stay over here instead of in a hotel room, because you get a whole house. Yeah. So let's look at rental rates. So you can see I've been in September both times because that's the best time to see wildlife, or one of the best times to see wildlife. And it is $345 a night. yeah, so you can kind of get a look at the prices right here depending on your date. So, yes, this is where I stay, and I love it, and I have a great time. One thing about that rental house, though, there are switchbacks to get up there, so it is a little bit of a climb. So if like just sharp turns, switchbacks are just like sharp turns, so you feel like you're zigzagging up the hill, or up the mountain, I guess. So yeah, but you know, if you're going to Colorado, if you're going to Colorado, you're gonna have to expect some climb there. All right, so let's move on to my suggestions. Just a couple of suggestions for other things to do nearby. Okay, so downtown Estes Park. I'm calling it downtown. It may just be like the tourist strip, but I'll show you a map and some pictures of it. Yeah, and how to get there. You can see it's really close to the Stanley Hotel. So this place is kind of the tourist strip in Estes Park. We got souvenirs. There's like taffy shops where they're making fresh taffy. All kinds of restaurants. There's a bookstore called McDonald Bookstore, which don't get too excited if you're a horror fan, because their horror section was real bad. But I still bought something to be supportive. Just saying, you know, maybe you a bookstore in a town that's known for its a main horror attraction. Maybe you get some more horror books in there. But anyway, I recommend visiting this at least once. I mean, you're in Estes Park. Might as well go down there and grab something to eat, walk around a little bit, and grab, you know, do a little shopping. There's actually a really pretty stream that runs behind all these shops, which is kind of neat. I mean, I'd never been to a downtown area like that with a really pretty stream behind it. I know Colorado probably has a lot of them, but Texas does not. So that's really cool. So anyway, I do recommend at least once. I probably wouldn't go down there every time I was there, to go check out downtown a little bit while you're there. Now, something you absolutely have to do while you're in Estes Park is go to the Rocky Mountain National Park. It is very close to Estes Park, and just don't go to Estes Park without going to the Rocky Mountain National Park. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful places in the world, so definitely make it a point to go there. All right, so Rocky Mountain National Park. What you're going to do if you want to visit there is get on their website several months in advance and take a look at any restrictions that are going on. For example, in 2021, they have a timed entry system that they're doing. And this means that you have to reserve your time into the park. So like you have to say, I want to be there between, I can't remember if it's 2-hour blocks or 1-hour block, between like 8 and 10 a.m. on September 4th, 2021. So you have to like reserve that ahead of time. Now they're doing this because of pandemic stuff and restrictions and trying to limit and stagger entry into the park so it's not so crowded. So, you know, less crowded park isn't necessarily a bad thing, even though this is kind of a pain to deal with. So the way they do it is like the tickets, the timed entry for July, so July 1st through July 31st, goes on sale June 1st. So about a month in advance. But yeah, as soon as you pick your dates, go ahead and get on the website to see if there's any type of restrictions like that going on. Certain other things could be like maybe if a certain site or something is closed for that year because of construction. I know Yellowstone, a whole section of the park this year is closed because of construction, which is going to make my trip later this year a little more difficult. But yeah, so it's always really good to go to the National Park website as soon as you know your dates to kind of check out what's going on. So please do that. Don't just show up and then be disappointed. Now, I got a couple of things I really want you to see in Rocky Mountain National Park. It's, yeah, these are really, really awesome experiences, and I highly recommend them, obviously. Okay, so the first thing is the Alpine Visitor Center. Let me tell you, they have the best keychains that I have ever seen. Of course, I'm joking. So you're going to the Alpine Visitor Center, right? But it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. I'm talking about Trail Ridge Road and Old Fall River Road. Okay, so these roads are very high elevation, which means they close during bad weather, and they're actually only open between like Memorial Day and October anyway, so they're pretty much closed all winter. But when we were there in September, they had actually been closed. Old Fall River Road and I think Trail Ridge Road also had been closed the week before because of snow. So I need you, please, to get on the Rocky Mountain National Park website and check out road closures a day or two, maybe the week before you go, because I don't want you to be disappointed. So definitely National Park website is your friend. I will, of course, link down below. Yeah, so check out that just in case they're closed. I don't want you to be disappointed. All right, so here is how I recommend you experience these roads. Okay, so I think you should take Old Fall River Road up to the Alpine Visitor Center. But we'll talk a little bit about Old Fall River Road. It is a one-way, one-lane, like narrow, gravel, no guardrails, steep road. So, yeah, this is not for the faint of heart. Like, it was a pretty stressful ride for me, I'm not gonna lie. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I would do it again, for sure. Also, people go up this road all the time. I'm not telling you some big giant secret road. If you are careful and drive this, drive a decent speed, you'll be fine. My husband had a blast driving on it. I was terrified that a deer was going to jump out in front of us and we were going to go off the road, like off the mountain. Steep, like we're talking straight drops right beside you. But yeah, I think you should. I'd do it again. I really would. So I think you should take that road up to the Alpine Visitor Center. You're going to want to pull off and take pictures sometimes. It's gorgeous. So yeah, do that. What I think you should do is take that one up and take Trail Ridge Road back down. Now, you can also take Trail Ridge Road up and also back down, in case I didn't turn you on by my description of Old Fall River Road just now. So Trail Ridge Road is paved, multiple lanes, now it's still like, now it doesn't scare me, but it scared some other people that I was in the car with while we were going up there. So it's still like very high up and there are drops beside you, but they have guardrails. It is much less scary than the other one, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It is actually so Trail Ridge Road is the highest continuous paved road in the United States. Yeah, and I mean, okay, this drive, both of them are very, very gorgeous. Mountain views, deer, elk. You could see a bear. I didn't see a bear, but maybe you will. We saw some elk though. So yeah, I think you should do that. Alpine Visitor Center, get up there, buy a souvenir. They got lots of them. Maybe have a snack. Beware of the bathrooms. They're kind of scary. All national park bathrooms are kind of scary. It wasn't quite like, I suddenly don't have to go anymore scary, but it's a little scary. They weren't great. Yeah, so hang out for a little bit, stretch your legs, and then head back down and take your time and have a good time. Okay, so just one more thing I want to make sure I recommend that you do in Rocky Mountain National Park is the Bear Lake Loop, which? Now, the word makes no sense to me. Okay, so do the Bear Lake Loop, which is a 0.8-mile trail around Bear Lake, and it is gorgeous. So it's less than a mile around, and it's a loop. You're walking all the way around, so it was a really great experience. It's absolutely beautiful. I am not in shape, and I am very, very clumsy, and I don't hike, and I could do this. So yeah, you shouldn't have a problem, and highly recommend. There's also many other trails that you can take at that trailhead, which I would love to do sometime, but highly recommend that one. It was gorgeous, and I had an amazing time there. Okay, so I recommend that if you do that, go on like early morning or maybe at least on a weekday, because what happened was we got up there and there was no parking at the trailhead. So we had to head back down the mountain, not too far, a little ways down, and park at one of the shuttle services, which are free, and then the shuttle took us up there. So it was kind of crowded. So with the 2021 timed entry system, there's actually a timed entry pass for Bear Lake, which includes Bear Lake and the rest of Rocky Mountain National Park. And then there is a separate timed entry that includes everything but Bear Lake. So that kind of shows you how it's, I mean, I guess it's one of the most popular things there, if they have a special timed entry that excludes Bear Lake, so you can see the rest of the national park. So yeah. Check out your timed entry passes, please. And that's a very popular one, but it's so worth it. Okay, so those are my suggestions for things to do in Estes Park besides the Stanley. So Estes Park, go see some spooky ghosts at the Stanley Hotel. Check out downtown a little bit, grab something to eat. I don't have any suggestions for restaurants there. I didn't have anything memorable. So if you do have some recommendations for restaurants in Estes Park, please drop them in a comment down below so I know, because I know I'm going to go back. And so people watching this video can take a look at them too. Yeah, and any other suggestions you have for Estes Park for sure, because it's really is an amazing place. And I will be back. Yeah, so spooky ghosts at the Stanley, elk everywhere, wildlife viewing, Rocky Mountain National Park, grab some food downtown and a souvenir. You're going to have a good time. I'd say for the stuff that I recommended, maybe 4 days. You need, about 4 days there, 3.5, something like that. 5 days would probably be like if you're really wanting to do some hiking and explore a lot of the national park, that'd probably be a good time. Of course, there's probably some day trips. I know if you are looking to partake in any sort of activity that a lot of people go to, that is legal in Colorado, kind of Boulder is your best bet, which isn't too far from there, but you're not going to find any in Estes Park. So I think they have some good ones in Boulder that you could get dispensed at if you wish. Yeah, so those are my recommendations for Estes Park. And let me know what you thought. Gotta apologize for some of the video quality here. I am getting used to a new camera. I know I need better lighting. It's coming. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I will see you on our next spooky adventure.
Good Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen.